me. Go ahead. Actually, hold on a second now. Hold on. All right. Do it one more time because like the shame of the night. That's what.
Madu, upon Hakidam, right to face the east. Do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabashamayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Lapaka. Taba'ah. Zaka. Hayah. Asha. Barakaza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Dalanawa. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalak now. Abuwapi now. Wasalak now. Abuwapi now. Wala'ah. Tabaya now. Manasaya one. Abah. Awashaya now. Mayan. Rai. Hayah. Laka. Amalakwa. Wa'ala. Atapar. Lawalaya. Amah.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. Everybody should say amen as well.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Alahari. Mayan. Yaba'ah. Azari. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Asha. Shemaya. Warakaza. Al-Yatan. Namawat. Agalka. Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yashan. Shawamar. Yasa'ala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Yamyanka. Yawmam. Shamash. La'ah. Yakaka. Wayarak. Bayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Makal. Rai. Yashamar. Atnapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Tazaka. Wabaka. Mayaka. Why? I will love.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
Prayer for the Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushua. Babakashah. Dalanawa. Hakak. Rafa'ah. Kalmakalah. Kalmarawa. Hakak. Atahar. Matazariah. Hakak. Lahaka. Hamati. Hakak. Al-Rakawa. Atama'ala. The Garshan. Ba'ashim Yahushua. The Wara Aman.
The power in the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
The name Yahweh.
Name Yahweh.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
To heal all manner of sickness.
Heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name Yahweh.
Name Yahweh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Prayer to bless Israel in Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Barak Lanao.
Barak Lanao.
Wa'asharal.
Wa'yashal.
Wa'abiyah.
Wa'bayah.
Paris.
Par.
Barak.
Barak.
Rafah.
Rafah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Magun.
Say the name of loved ones once, everyone repeats the name once. I.S.U.P.K. Oh.
You got you.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
Ardell Cook.
Ardell Cook.
Kadash Zion.
Kadash Zion.
Maccabi.
Maccabi.
Anawab.
Anawab.
Amangabar.
Amangabar. Officer Maccabi.
Officer Maccabi.
Officer Tarab.
Officer Tarab.
Nagabar.
Nagabar.
Kadash Zion.
Kadash Zion.
Israelite School U.P.K.
Israelite School U.P.K.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Rapayala. Captain Kwame All.
Captain Kwame All.
Captain Mahakwai.
Captain Mahakwai.
Captain Ratazaya.
Captain Ratazaya.
General Mahaiman.
General Mahaiman.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Angels.
Angels.
Generals.
Generals.
Captains.
Captains.
Officers.
Officers.
Troopers.
Troopers.
Students.
Students.
Sisters.
Sisters.
Children.
Children.
All destroyed of Israel.
All destroyed of Israel.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
Anybody else?
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Tawaramah.
Bless Israel in the English. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us in Israel.
In the school.
In the school.
Bless He'll Shield Protect.
Bless He'll Shield Protect.
Loved ones.
Loved ones.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayah.
Al-Damallah.
Al-Ka.
Al-Ka.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Tashakwak.
Al-Tashwa.
Al. Kayahanna.
Kahana.
Al-Yabika.
Al-Yabika.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Rahash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Maka.
Yarayama.
Yarayama.
Sawat. Wayata.
Wayata.
Yatazawa.
Natazawa.
Al-Tazawapaka.
Al-Tazakamaka.
Amawa.
Amara.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakidam.
Nakadam.
Galia.
God.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham.
Sham.
Yashala.
Yashala.
Iwad.
Iwad.
Kaya.
Saya.
Natazawa.
Natazawa.
Labar.
Labar.
Yakabu.
Yakabu.
Alyaka.
Ayaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakaraka.
Yakaraka.
Alia.
Ali.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa.
Wa.
Yashimai.
Yashimai.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Mawaba.
Mawaba.
Wagari.
Wagari.
Kabal.
Kabal.
Waimawan.
Waimawan.
Waimalak.
Waimalak.
Kalashah.
Kalashah.
Ayn.
Ayn.
Yeshabi.
Yeshabi.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam.
Gam.
Ashawar.
Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Amam.
Amam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarwa.
Zarwa.
Banya.
Banya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Selah. Kamadi.
Kamadi.
Kasiyasara.
Kasiyasara.
Kayabi.
Kayabi.
Banakaor.
Banakaor.
Yashwan.
Yashwan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashirwa.
Bayan Dara.
Bayan Dara.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Aman.
Aman.
Dama.
Dama.
Shatama.
Shatama.
Nara.
Nada.
Ya.
Ya.
Mawa.
Mawa.
Kara.
Kara.
Wakazaaba.
Wakazaaba.
Wakazaba.
Wakazaba.
Wakazazal.
Wakazazal.
Manai.
Manai.
Kal.
Kal.
Nasakamba.
Nasakamba.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Marwa.
Marwa.
Narasha.
Narasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ah. Nawa.
Nawa.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Sayatamba.
Sayatamba.
Gauka.
Gauka.
Kosh.
Kosh.
Panya.
Panya.
Raka'a.
Raka'a.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Shabara.
Labara.
Yara.
Yara.
Wakalahaba,
Wakabaha,
Dalahat,
Galahat,
Hariam,
Hariam,
Khan,
Khan,
Dardapma,
Dardapma,
Bersaraka,
Basaraka,
Basa,
Basa,
Pafta,
Pafta,
Tabalaham,
Dalaham,
Malah,
Malaa,
Hanyaham,
Hanyaham,
Balawan,
Palawan,
Wabakashwa,
Wabakashwa,
Shimka,
Shimka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wabaawa,
Wabaawa,
Idea,
Ida,
Ai,
Ai,
Wakapawa,
Wakapawa,
Wabadwa,
Wabadwa,
Wadawa,
Wadawa,
Kayatha,
Kayatha,
Shimka,
Shimka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labaka,
Baka,
Aliyawan,
Aliyawan,
Al,
Al,
Ka,
Ka,
Haharakaza,
Harataza. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thou silence.
Keep not thy silence,
O God.
O God,
Slack. O Yahweh.
O Yahweh,
Hold not thy peace.
hold not thy peace,
And be not still.
and be not still,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh,
For lo,
for lo,
thy enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make a tumult,
And they that hate thee
and they that
have
hate
lifted
thee
up the head.
have lifted up the
They
head,
have taken crafty counsel
they have taken crafty
against
counsel
thy people.
against thy people,
And consulted against thy hidden
and
ones.
suffered against thy hidden
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
let us cut them off of being a
let
nation.
us cut them off from being a nation,
That the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more in
may
remembrance.
be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
Tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
of Moab,
the Garians,
Agarim,
Gabal,
Baal,
and
and
Ammon,
Ammon.
and with them.
So also with
They have
them.
hope in the children of
They
Lot,
have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah.
doing to them as unto the Midianites,
Was them unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
As to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to
the
Jabin,
at the brook of
and
Kisan,
broke the sound,
which perished at Endor.
perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the
They
earth.
became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
Make the nobles like a
and
red,
like Zeid.
like Zeid.
Yea,
Yea.
all the princes as Zabah,
All the princes of
and
Lot.
as Zamuna,
And as the
who
moon,
said,
Who
Let
said,
us take to
let us
ourselves
take to
the
ourselves
houses of God in
the
possession.
house of God possessed.
Oh my God,
Oh my God.
make them like a will,
Make them like a
as
wood.
the stubble before the wind,
stood before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as
Fire burned the wood.
as the flame set the mountains on fire.
Flame sets the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy
and
tempest.
make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill the faces with shame,
Fill the faces with
that they
shame.
may seek thy name.
They may seek thy name.
O Lord,
O Lord,
let it be confounded in trouble
Let them be confounded in trouble.
forever.
Forever.
Yea,
yea,
let it be put to shame and perish,
let them be put to shame and perish.
that men may know that thou,
And let me know that thou,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the
art
earth.
the most high of all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed be Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and
and
earth,
all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Name Yahweh Shai.
listen to us now,
To us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses,
Evils and curses,
punishment and destruction
punishment and
to the
destruction
heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against
thy
us,
prophets,
thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
The Israelite
in
brothers,
the school,
in the school.
send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
punishment and destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose the treasure
and shake loose the
of
treasure
the rich of
The
Israel
rich of Israel.
that refuse to give to the school,
that refuse to give to the school,
force their riches,
force their riches,
to enter thy sanctuary,
enter thy
send
sanctuary,
evils and curses,
and evils and
and
curses,
punishment and destruction
punishment and
to the
destruction
Edomites,
to the Edomites,
and the nations,
and the
and
nations,
the drug dealers,
and the drug
the
dealers,
court system,
court
the
system,
prison system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
Skinheads,
Hazakamataza, the gay movement,
the gay movement,
the lesbian movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space programs,
space program,
Army,
Army,
Navy, Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Street,
open up the internet,
Open up the internet.
and the airways,
And the airways.
the cable access channels,
Cable access
and the radio channels.
And the radio
Convict
channels.
the spirit of any of thy people
Convict
the spirit of any
that seek to stop us,
that seek
Stop
to
us.
stop,
bring swift destruction
Bring swift
to
destruction.
all the heathen
To all the
that
heathen
stand in the way,
that stand in the
or
way,
try to stop
or
us,
try to
from
stop us,
broadcasting your words
broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet
That
Earth,
lose all the plagues,
that loose all the plagues,
cause them to go to and fro
cause them to go to and fro,
through the earth and consume
through
them.
the earth and consume them.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief
Let the place take the house of the
and
thief
the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahweh Shai,
The Yahweh Shai,
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and Gabriel,
come down to flying saucers
come down to flying
and
saucers,
punish all the heathens
punish all the heathen
that come up against us
come up against
as
us,
we speak thy
as
word.
we speak thy word,
Cause it to be known by all
Cause we know
That
all.
that it is the angels that have done
That is the
it.
angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media
cause it to spread through the media,
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world,
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
cause it to shake it back up.
In the name of Yahweh
In the
Shai,
name of Yahweh
I
Shai,
thank you always.
so
So be it.
so be it.
Yeah, go ahead, Dad. Yeah, go ahead. By the way, everybody can sorry towards us. Alright? Yeah, me, one second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Shimmy, I'll shot right there.
Allah Shalom.
Alright, I know say you shot it.
Shop it, which means be seated.
Yeah, remember we don't drink from the same cup. GEN.YAHANNA, but I said this one. There you go. Oh, this one. Alright, no sweat. Yeah, you can bring it down. Right there. Okay. Scoot in with you, right?
We're good.
Yeah. So what we are about to do is get into Ezekiel, the 4th chapter, and we are going to get into verse 6 through 12. All right. And this is going to be in a Tanakh, of course. If you have a Tanakh, okay? Yeah, if you have a Tanakh, you can go ahead and follow along. No, you go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 6. Wakal Yah. Allah. Washak Bas. Tazadak. Hayam Yanya. Ayam Nia. Shaniyah. Wanash As. Yahawada. Arab Ayam. Yawam. Lashana. Yawam. Lashana. Natatayo. Lock. Verse 7. Wow. Matazawar. Yorawa. Shalom. Takayan. Panyak. Wazarak. Kashawapa. Wanabas. Aliyah. Verse 8. Wahana. Natatiyah. Aliyah. Arbawak. Tayam. Wallah. Pak. Martyrs of Doc. Tazadak. Kalawata. Yamaya. Matters of work. Verse 9. Wata. Kwak. Lak. Kasayan. Washai. Rayon. Wapawal. Wai Shayam. Watakan. Wakas Mayom. Wanatata. Awatam. Akaya. Akkad. Waish Shiyah. Awatam. Lak. Lalakam. Masapar. Ayam. Ashar. Ata. Shawaka. Ayam. Tazadak. Shalash. Ma'awah. Watash. Ayam. Yawam. Takal Nawa. Verse 10. Wamak Lak. Ashar. Takal Noah. Bamash Kwal. Asharyam. Shakwal. Layawam. Ma'at. Takala Noah. Verse 11. Wamiyam. Bamash War. Tashata. Shashayah. Haryan. Ma'ai. Ai. Tashata. Verse 12. Warga. Shayaryam. Takal Na. Warya. Bagal Laya. Tazah. Adam. Dagana. Layan. Yaham. Verse 12.
All right. That was Ezekiel 4, chapter 4, verse 6 to 12. This is what the brother read in the Hebrew, all right? Which is cultural. It is a tradition that we have always kept since the beginning of time, all right? Once again, when it comes to the Israelites, our culture is very ancient. It's very old. It's older than, all the Christianity. It's older than all your, fake knockoff religions out there.
Right.
All right? They talk about how there's so much You see what I'm saying? Hey, stop with the noise, alright? They talk about how, you see what I'm saying, there's languages more older than our language. You see what I'm saying? Of the Jews, which is absolutely a lie.
Right.
All right. Even your white scholars would tell you that as well.
Right.
Because a scholar, what you say about scholars again? A scholar won't necessarily. I mean, they'll bear record of everything, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Even
scholar.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You know, you telling the truth. You know, you are one hell of a scholar. If you can prove it, if you can show real facts, real, archaeology, you see what I'm saying? You can show real proof and evidence of what is in this earth. Okay? So pretty much went over, still going towards more of, talking about the consequences of Israel. All right? And speaking about, the blood being on your hands. So right now we are going to get into verse 6. You go ahead and actually read verse 5 again.
Okay.
Just read that.
Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
For I have laid upon thee the years of their iniquity according to the number of the days. 390 days.
Right, and we went over this last week, right?
Right.
And what did we say about this last week?
That Ezekiel would bear he would bear the iniquity of the people, the burden.
Right, absolutely right. That bear meaning like the burden. You see what I'm saying? He has it on his back. You see what I'm saying? He has to suffer them and suffer what's going on and what they are doing.
Right.
I believe last week we mentioned another example. Another brother did the same thing. I want to say with Moses. And the
right.
sense.
I'm trying to think of somebody else that you mentioned.
Because I know it was I think it was you and Quadash that was up here, but we was all talking. I want to say Moses too had to be one of those brothers. Like if you look at the story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those brothers. Dealing with all types of mess.
Right.
When it came to Israel.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? All he wanted to do is build them up, and they wanted to go back to the oppressor.
Right.
They wanted to still be enslaved, and they was more comfortable there. That's even what the scriptures say.
Right.
All right. They was more better. You said damn.
Oh,
no, I thought I said damn.
No, I was gonna say, and Moses was pretty much afraid for the people of what the Most High might do to him.
Right.
When he had to go up on the mountain and everything, he didn't know what he was gonna hear. That the Lord was gonna say. The Most High got pretty angry.
Right.
Where he was gonna wipe, all the tribes out.
Absolutely,
And rebuild the whole nation. Everybody would have been Levites.
Right, and that's something that we got into yesterday when we talked about the story of Esther.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I remember I mentioned that point. Yeah, because that's what almost happened. But the Most High, you see what I'm saying? Once again, He gave us His His mercy, His long suffering. Once again, like we have to put in the work in order to let the Most High know that we serious about being a people. All right. How would you like if the Most High has chosen the heathens over you? Now you would probably get to work. Now you probably take things more serious. You know what I mean? But then again, it doesn't sound such like a bad idea because a lot of people enjoy the rulership of these devils.
Right.
And of these heathens in general.
Right.
You know what I mean? To a certain extent.
Right. So much so that they'll fight against us.
Absolutely right. And it's just ass backwards once again. All right. That word again, we talked about insanity. You see what I'm saying? That's what lives inside the minds of Black and Hispanic people that are in the world. When we say in the world, meaning at the outside of this truth. See what I'm saying? Those that are influenced on Christianity. Somehow, the American dream. That everything is just going to be okay for every Black, Hispanic, or just live up to the lifestyle that your oppressor wants you to live. You've tried that for too long.
Right.
And that's got you killed countless times. I remember some idiot said one day, if you was wearing a suit and tie and you had a job, you wouldn't get killed. Don't you know that niggas was getting lynched in suits?
Right.
See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah, it was passive. It was people working certain jobs. They was getting lynched in suits as well. And what's so crazy is like you can find it online right now.
Right.
It's not hiding from you. You are hiding from it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The truth is right in front of you. It doesn't matter what the hell you're wearing.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
They were even killing brothers that was wearing military uniforms.
Absolutely, and they still are to this day.
And all the, when you see people hanging and all of that, they wasn't running around, with sagging pants and all that. They were running around with button-down shirts and slacks. Mm-hmm. Every time you see them hanging, that's what they was wearing. Button-down shirts and slacks. Well, no, they wouldn't being hung in white tees.
Right.
None of that stuff.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then you know what? And you don't never see where they was hanging anybody that had on any type of cultural garb.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They disrespect you the most when you dress like them.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, think about it. Even though we ain't African, but you ain't never seen no picture of no Negro running around with no African garb on getting hung by the devil. Not even that. You represent anything else. They not as fierce on you, but when you wearing their clothing, and the Most High is allowing them to do that to you. And it's not the clothes. It's like they talk about, well, if you were dressed different, it's not the clothes that they hate. It's the person in the clothes.
Right.
That's one thing that we always got to realize. Is the person that's in the clothes is what they hate. You get mistreated inside a suit and tie. Now you all confused. Well, if you knew, that they hated you wouldn't be confused.
Right, and that's and that's really a good point, Rob, because what a lot of people fail to understand is that when you look at Ezekiel 35 and 5, when it talks about how they have a perpetual hatred for you. See what I'm saying? They ain't got no perpetual hatred towards the other nations.
Right.
But they have a perpetual hatred for one nation.
Right.
And that's the nation of Israel.
Right.
So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's who they hate out of every Africans getting lynched. They know the difference between y'all two.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The only thing that an African and a black person might have in common, a so-called black, is just the skin color. But then again, everybody has melanated skin except for our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? The one where his veins show through his body.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That curse upon his skin. That the one that has enslaved you countless times, shows you no remorse. Didn't give a damn about if you was a child, woman, if you were disabled, anything. They will just murder you in cold blood and feel nothing about it. Like good night, like mercy can run through our veins. But these people right here, man, they are merciful. Like they don't give a damn.
Right.
No, that's it. Merciful. Merciless.
Merciless.
Yeah, my bad. Merciful. I wish. Yeah, no. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole point of that. Also too, Slide, I want to get the scripture too. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I found this one, yeah. So let me see if it's the Salakia. Okay, yeah, I found it in mine. It's Ezekiel 33 and 11. The other one I was talking about was Ezekiel 18 and 22. That was something different. Ezekiel 33 and 11. This is a precept based on what Tarak was saying. Say unto them as I live, saith the Lord God, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn ye from your evil ways, for why will ye die, O house of Israel? You see what I'm saying? The reason why I brought this out is because, like the Most High is allowing us to die the way that we're dying is because we broke his commandments. We broke his covenants multiple times. See what I'm saying? And the Most High gave us nothing but chances, and we blew it. So this is like what's going on in Ezekiel is the build-up. So what you're going to see more of what's going to happen to Israel, and this is the message here. A lot of people always talk about, man, like, look, no one ever told me this. No one ever warned me. The Most High warns you.
Right. He
doesn't turn you in the wrong direction. See what I'm saying? The Most High does test, but he does not tempt. He's not giving that you need so that way you can succeed. All right? Keep going unless you want to make a point. I think it's 6 or 7.
So 6.
Go ahead.
In
Verse 6.
No, we at the end part 5.
All right, go ahead.
So shalt, verse 6, and when thou hast accomplished them, lie again on thy right side, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Judah 40 days. I have appointed thee each day for a year.
Now, what is that talking about? What is that saying?
He's going to bear the burden of the tribe of Judah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, by itself, the burden of the southern kingdom.
Right, because it was a split.
Right.
Yeah, so I was wondering if anybody caught that. Because, you have the house of Israel and then Judah.
Right.
See what I'm saying? All right, keep going. So like, in long story short, once Ezekiel gets through to the house of Israel, meaning the other tribes, so to speak, now we can say that, then he's going to work on Judah. See what I'm saying? We know how Judah is, man. Judah got a hard-ass head.
Right.
They are stiff-necked.
Right.
See what I'm saying? You can't tell a nigga nothing.
Right.
They'll give you every answer, but they won't submit to what you're trying to tell them. They think they got it all figured out. And that's the worst thing to have. And what is that called? Pride?
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's called pride. And we know how dangerous pride can be. Pride can get you killed. Believe it or not. I don't know what it is with certain men in the world. They think pride is something that a man should have. It's like a defense mechanism or something.
Yeah. It depends on what kind of pride you got. It's a good pride to have a pride in a good thing.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm talking about the other way around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Explaining the 2 kinds of pride.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like there's 2 different types of shame.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You'll either, you'll find it in the scriptures as well. You know what I mean? It's like a good shame, like where, someone's complimenting you, congratulating you. You see what I'm saying? You get praise. That's a good type of shame. It doesn't mean nothing bad at all. But then there's a other type of shame where it brings disappointment.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It brings sorrow. All right? You got to understand it too. Keep going.
And thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Judah 40 days. I have appointed thee each day for a year. Verse 7. Mm-hmm. Therefore thou shalt set thy face toward the siege of Jerusalem, and thy arm shall be uncovered, and thou shalt prophesy against it.
Shall prophecy? Oh yeah, prophecy right. Against it. Okay. I wonder why it says prophecy like that. So thou shalt prophesy. Okay. No sweat. What is that talking about?
Talking about the siege that's going to happen in Jerusalem, and telling them to prophecy against it.
Right.
Like what will happen eventually in 70 AD, which 40 years from the date that he prophesied it. Ezekiel's pretty much doing the same thing right here in this chapter.
And there was many other brothers who had did the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There was many brothers that spoke about Christ before he was even on the scene.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers before and even brothers afterwards. And that's what we are doing today. We are repeating and what our brothers did.
Right.
What our forefathers did. What Yahushua did. That's what we are doing. And then Lord will make it to camp soon enough. You see what I'm saying? We are going to, every way possible that we get a chance, we are going to spread this truth.
Right.
Like a virus, man.
Right.
See what I'm saying? To the point where it affects America. And to that, we know that Esau is the biggest cancer on the earth. But,
right.
I think with this truth, we can kill him. You see what I'm saying? With this truth. Instead of, trying to be, carnal and pick up guns. All right? You can't beat Esau at his own gift. Right. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
And he was gifted with the sword. You ain't going to win that battle.
Right.
But what you can win is that spiritual battle where the Lord is on your side. And when you're on his side, that's where you got to start at first. Right. You got to make sure that you're right with the Most High. And what that means is obeying him and what he has said to do. And then, hey, you know what I mean? Your enemies is going to be his enemies. And you ain't got to lift a finger, but sit back and relax.
Right.
And just watch how your enemies drop dead. Right to left, left and right. Okay? Keep going. How much you want to say?
Verse 8. And behold, I will lay bands upon thee, and thou shalt not turn thee from one side to another till thou hast ended the days of thy siege.
Good night. He said, I will lay bands upon you. What is that talking about?
Right. Gonna put slave cuffs on.
Come.
You know, just like in slavery.
Come, absolutely. Like this is what you have to do. See what I'm saying? The Most High told Ezekiel, like, look, I'm going to hold you hostage until you fulfill these days that you need to fulfill in order to complete this task, this mission. Right. All right? And that's real, man. See what I'm saying? Because, I mean, in a way, that's like us. Like, if we don't do this job, you see what I'm saying? It's going to be hell on us.
Right.
If you was called to be an officer or above, and you drop your sword, man, hey, Lord be with you, man. But I don't know if he's going to be with you. See what I'm saying? Right. I can't tell, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the Most High. May he have mercy on you if it is deserving.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because this job has to be done. All right? There's no time for us to go back into our silliness, our sin, our calamity. There's no room for that. The moment that you step out of the protection of the Most High, you are going to be attacked by all sides. When I say all sides, everything that, can cause death or harm is going to come your way. And it's going to be your fault. And you are going to let many people die because of your lack of responsibility. Everything that you do does affect your nation. And we see multiple examples of that in the scriptures. Because let's be honest, every time we went into captivity, was all of us sinning?
Right.
No. Right. So imagine 10 people. Thousands of people is considered to be a nation, but less than that, see what I'm saying? You're not really a nation of people. So imagine, imagine just like 10 people, right? 5 out of the 10 is sinning, but all 10 have to go into slavery because of those 5.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And it's horrible, man. And that lets you know that the Most High does not look at you as an individual. You are a nation, a group of people. See what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like the story of the brother, how when they went out to war, the orders was not to take any spoil.
Right. And
he took it. He got himself killed. They lost the battle, which means they lost men.
Right.
And he got killed, and his family did as well.
Right.
Good night.
Right.
I would have hated to be that brother's family member. Good night.
Right.
I would want my life to be spared.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That is dangerous. Go ahead.
And men died in war because of that.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? And which is very important. Like, you gotta also too, like, how can I say it? Like you gotta know the man that you labor amongst. You see what I'm saying? You really have to know the people that you are around or that are around you to see if they really are serious about this job. Because if they're not serious about this job, there's going to be trial and errors. And maybe those trial and errors can affect the entire group of people. Right. The congregation, the organization, better yet. It can affect everybody else around. And mistakes can spread like a virus. Oh, yes, it can. See what I'm saying? What happened to King David when he was told not to number the people?
Right.
They lost the battle. See what I'm saying? Ain't there one with Joshua too?
Yeah, Joshua was.
He asked the Most High, like, what happened? Why did we lose, or something like that?
Yeah, that was the same situation.
Oh, it was? Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, he praised the Lord, like, what happened? You see what I'm saying? Like, why did we lose the battle?
Right.
And the answer came out. It was this brother that did it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That was a small, relatively insignificant city that we lost by also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think is that the same story where there were more people than us, or is that a different story? Because
they were smaller. AI, it was the city AI.
AI.
And they were small. They were the least powerful out of all the nations that we had beat.
Okay.
They were just like a little city or whatever.
Right.
We lost to them. After beating all of all the more powerful cities.
Okay. Yeah, you said AI. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that was definitely a small city. Like, okay, we say small, like a population, like maybe like 500 people.
Right. They weren't as mighty as far as army.
Yeah.
As the other ones were.
Okay.
They were like relatively weaker.
Nah, I get that. Okay. Well, you mind reading that one more time, please? What?
Verse 8, and behold, I will lay bands upon thee, and thou shalt not turn thee from one side to another till thou hast ended the days of thy siege.
Right. You see what I'm saying? And what does the word siege mean again? I went over this last week.
Right.
What does the word siege mean? Anybody?
To surround and trap.
That's what that means, siege, man. And so, this brother Ezekiel had no choice. Just like Jonah didn't have no choice back in Nineveh.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? A lot of us think that we have a choice to make, we don't. I like this saying that I call, it's called options versus orders.
Right.
You ain't got no other options. Either you listen to what the Most High is telling you, otherwise you die.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the other, if you think there's another option, it's death.
Right.
But that doesn't sound like an option to me. I would get with the program. You see what I'm saying? I would definitely get with the program and do what it's told. It makes life more easier. Like a lot of people never get that. They never grasp that.
Right.
It's like, man, I keep getting caught up. See what I'm saying, man? Like, look, you're selling drugs. That's why you're getting caught up.
Right.
Yeah. You over here prostituting. You over here, sleeping with this man's wife.
Right.
If you just stop, just see how the result will be. You know what I mean? Like, there are people that think that there's a new ways to be a better drug dealer without getting caught.
Right.
You are hilarious.
Right.
You are the comedian. You see what I'm saying? You are the laughing stock. Because that's not true. A lot of people think it's a better way to be a whore, be a homosexual. Like when I think about it, right? As far as homosexuality with all those pronouns and stuff that they have, pansexual, bisexual, transsexual, all that, it's like there's different versions of them trying to be gay. Different versions of being gay or defining it. And the more that you look into it, the more confusion and confusing it gets. It doesn't make any sense. Like I think bisexual is that you like both, right?
Right, male and female.
But pansexual is very similar to where you're open to anything.
Right.
So it's like it sounds like bisexuality.
I think it's multisexual or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but it's just like if you like boys and girls, you might most likely be open to animals too.
Yeah, that's what I was
gonna say. Children.
Yeah, you gotta watch your cats around them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's just weird, man. Absolutely, just confusion. Once again, like we have to purge these purge. You see what I'm saying? People, in in our community. You see what I'm saying? As far as all this wickedness, all this disgusting, unnecessary things. Like when are we gonna finally say to ourselves that we're tired of being killed in the streets? We are finally tired of seeing our babies die with gun violence. That we're tired of having our children missing. And all this acts of violence is going on. If you are truly ready for that, all you have to do is change your life. And the scriptures gives you the hope. It gives you the guidance to do so. If it wasn't true, these brothers right here would not be here. See what I'm saying? All three of us right here in this room, we all got all types of different walks of life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Life in the world was, it wasn't beautiful, was it?
Right.
It was horrible. It was a pain in the ass. Like it's a scripture that talks about in Deuteronomy 28 chapter when it says, like it talks about somehow how they look over their shoulder day and night. See, you know what I'm talking about? They look over their shoulder day and night. You see what I'm saying? Like you're constantly, like in the world, you're constantly in fear. You're worried. Your conscience is against you. You worry about if that dude that you got some beef with from a year ago is gonna catch up with you. You're worried about the police if they're gonna catch these drugs on you.
Right. And the sound of a shaking leaf shall chase them.
Absolutely, yeah. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And I mean, and here 1:7 tells you, for the Lord give us not the spirit of fear, but of what is it?
What is love?
Love,
peace,
power, peace, power, and a sound mind. There you go. That's what the Lord gives you when you got this truth. You ain't got to worry about nothing, man. You ain't got to worry about that child support. The child support is going to worry about you. You ain't got to worry about that wicked woman. You know what I mean? You ain't got to worry about the family talking behind your back because you trying to change your life for the better, and they just keeping their lives worse and the same, common, just like every man underneath the sun and woman. That's what you should not have to worry about. Your mind can finally be at peace, and you can finally just get some rest mentally, spiritually. All right, which is very, very important. Okay. All right, so keep going.
Verse 9. Take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof.
It sounds like Ezekiel about the meal prep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You about the meal prep because, this is going to be one hell of a job.
Right.
You got to get yourself big and strong.
Right.
Keep yourself full, energized, you know what I'm saying? Focus on doing the work of the Lord. Because he has, that's his duty.
Right.
All right? And once again, Ezekiel is one of those amazing brothers, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just amazing, brother. Like, imagine living in a time of him and just knowing him, like knowing Christ as Christ and Ezekiel as Ezekiel, Peter and them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just amazing. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it.
It's funny too. I remember someone said not only like how people talk about science a lot and mathematics and stuff like that.
Right.
It's funny because it's like you see all that in the Bible.
Right.
That right there, he just described how to portion out his food.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? By weight and size and things of that sort. It's funny because a lot of people, man, like this book is science. There's science in here. There's so many things that's beyond your understanding. Ain't there a scripture that talks about those that are wise will learn the secrets.
Right.
And the dark sayings.
Right. Yeah.
I think we went into that last week.
Yeah, I know
what I'm saying. There are powerful things in here that will unlock certain.
Right.
It will unlock things.
Right.
And that will change your life around. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the sixth part of a hin. From time to time shalt thou drink it. Mm-hmm. Just like also too, when it talks about from time to time, from one a time could be like a season or something like that, or even an hour can be a time. 1 hour to the next. It's like when it talks about the time, and dividing of time. Mm-hmm. A lot of people get tripped up on that. They think it's just talking about 7 years, trials and tribulations.
Oh yeah, I remember
that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of fake Israelites do that.
Right.
Yeah, they always mention that. I think one time a Christian had mentioned that as well. Yeah, but no, a lot of people don't understand that. Also too, when it talks about the time of what is this? It's a time for love, time for peace, war, stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand that scripture either, which is I guess it's not self-explanatory to a lot of people. I can't necessarily say that, but I mean, if you study and you got men who break down scriptures properly to you, you know, it won't be hard to miss.
Right.
All right. You could go on if you like.
Verse 12. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of a man in their sight.
What does that mean? Good night. Good night. I never had no barley cakes before.
I never had no barley cakes either.
How do they look?
I don't even know.
I know what barley is.
I probably have seen them before, some barley cake. I can't never recall like eating one or nothing.
I might have to up my cooking game and start, you know, grabbing pages out of the scripture because, barley cakes. I wonder what that is. Yeah. You ever seen that before? Barley cakes?
What I'm thinking of might not be the same thing, but I want to say some of those, like you seen one of those like rice cakes.
Okay.
I think it's something like that.
Okay.
If I recall what I had seen.
This barley is like wheat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You know, they make
Oh,
like
yeah. I seen
beer
this
and
before,
malt
yeah.
and stuff out of
You
barley.
seen those before?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
some.
Okay, yeah, I've seen those before. Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of thick. They
they are.
know, on the thick side.
Yeah.
Probably have some
Yeah,
weight.
so these might have been something like those like old school like
Right.
energy bars.
Yeah, the form
Right,
of cake.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, now that sounds pretty good though. Barley cake.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
It probably fill you up real good.
Yeah, I would say because it's thick. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was the last verse, right?
All right. And so, yeah, this part trips people out. So with the dung that cometh out of man, it's just like
Okay, that's it on that then, huh?
That's it on that.
Yeah, kind of since we ain't got no one up here, we can definitely have it for an hour. Yeah, and that's what the captain said. So he said if no one's here, you can just do it for an hour. Otherwise, someone is here 2 hours, or at least close to it. All right, you go ahead and say I imagine.
Rise. Fun like the devil, right? Face the peace.
You mind putting yourself on me up? The cameras. I'm on the bottom. That is a little bit more. That's why, Red scrolls. Stay into it. Say next.
Fun like you down. Face the east. And read the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Ayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakaka. Ba'ah. Zak. Ayah. Aisha. Baharatazah. Hawa. Ayah. Bashamayim. Thunder now. Come. Call. Wawam. Wasalak now. Wapi now. Wasalak now. Wapi now. Wala'ah. Rabiyah now. Manasai one. Abal. Washai now. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Malafa. Allah. Watapar. Awalayim. Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Alahari.
Mayan.
Yaba'ah. Azariah.
Azariah.
Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Yashab,
Yashab,
Shemayim,
Shemayim,
Warakazah, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanamam, Shamarka, Anah, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Yazalka, Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Ashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Bayarak, Bayalam, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Shazafta, Wabuaka, Mayata, Wai, Iwalam.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes. To the hills. From which comes my help. My help coming from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
Prayer for the Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushai. Baba Kashah. Dundanau. Hakak. Narpa'ah. Kalmakalah. Kalmadawa. Hakak. Atahar. Amatazariah. Hakak. Lahaki. Maki. Hakak. Al-Rakawa. Atama'ala. Garsha. Ba'ashim Yahushai. The water Amad.
The power in the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
Prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushai. Baraklanau. Wa'asharam. Wa'abayah. Paris. Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Hagan. Say the name once. Say the name of loved ones once. Everyone repeats the name once.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis. GEN.YAHANNA. Kudasayan. Tarak. Kanagabar. Mungabar. Hikaya. Sathariya. Shagariyah. Kabad Tabat. Kabad Dabar. Kawala. Yakudash. Tim. Cliff. Let's see. Paul. Rakawana. Azara. Yaparakai. Ainawa. Kawa. Jade. Tati. The Rollins family. All of Israel. Rapaya Ali. Kwama All. Barma. All of Israel. Anybody else?
Israelite School U.P.K.
GEN.YAHANNA. Benjamin.
Whitney. Ali. Raphael. Christopher Hill. Young Man B. McIntosh family. Kayala. Zariala. All of Israel.
Shara. Bakar Adam. Beatrice. Diamond.
Commander GEN.YAHANNA.
GEN.YAHANNA.
Captain Marquardt.
Damn. What's that brother's name? Barak.
Barak.
YAHWAH.
YAHWAH.
GEN.YAHANNA.
GEN.YAHANNA.
Malachi.
Malachi.
Remember everybody's names.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
The water among.
YAHWAH.
Bless Israel in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us in Israel.
In the school.
In the school.
Bless Hill Shield Protect.
Bless Hill Shield Protect.
Loved ones.
Loved ones.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayah.
Al-Damayah.
Lakah.
Lakah.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Tashakwat.
Al-Tashkwat.
All. GEN.YAHANNA.
GEN.YAHANNA.
Al-YAHWAH.
Al-Yabika.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan. Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Amaka.
Yaryama.
Yariyama.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Yatazawa.
Yatazawa.
Al-Tazawapaka.
Al-Tazapama.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Onakidam.
Nakidam.
Gawi.
Gawi.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yatsakar.
Yatsakar.
Sham.
Sham.
Yashal.
Yashal.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Sayah.
Sayah.
Natazawa.
Natazawa.
Ba.
Abba.
Yakadma.
Yakadma.
Aliyaka.
Aliyaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakarapa.
Yakarapa.
Alia.
Ali.
And one.
And a woman.
Wa.
Wa.
Yashimai.
Yashumai.
Alayam.
Aliyam.
Moaba.
Moab.
Wagari.
Wagari.
Baal.
Baal.
Waimawan.
Waimawan.
Waimalak.
Waimalak.
Alashah.
Palasha.
Ain.
Ain.
Ishabi.
Ishabi.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gum.
Gum.
Ashawar.
Ashwar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Amam.
Amam.
Ayawa.
Ayawa.
Zarwa.
Zarwa.
Banya.
Banya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Selah.
Salah.
Asha.
Asha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadi.
Kamadi.
Kasiyasara.
Kasiyasara.
Kayabi.
Kayabi.
Manakaal.
Manakaal.
Kayashma.
Kayashma.
Shimadwa.
Yashmalu.
Bayandara.
Bayandara.
Ayawa.
Ayawa.
Yaman.
Yaman.
Adam.
Adam.
Shatama.
Shatam.
Nada.
Nada.
Yab.
Yab.
Mawa.
Mawa.
Kara.
Kara.
Wakazaaba.
Wakazaaba.
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak.
Wakadazal.
Wakazal.
Wanai.
Wanai.
Call. Nasayakamba.
Call Naskamba.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Marwa.
Marwa.
Nayarasha.
Nayarasha.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Ah. Nawa.
Nawa.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shayatamba.
Shayatamba.
Gauka.
Gauka.
Kwash.
Kwash.
Panya.
Panya.
Roka'a.
Roka'a.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Shabar.
Shabar.
Yara.
Yara.
Wa.
Wa.
Kalahaba.
Kalahaba.
Dalahat.
Dalahat.
Haryam.
Haryam.
Khan.
Khan.
Dama.
Dama.
Besaraka.
Basaraka.
Basa.
Basa.
Pakta.
Pakta.
Kabalaham.
Dalaham.
Mala'ah.
Mala'ah.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kalwan.
Kalwan.
Rabakashwa.
Rabakashwa.
Ka.
Shaka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ubashwa.
Babashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Bawa.
Bawa.
Aida.
Aida.
Ai. Garopoa.
Garopoa.
Wa'abadwa.
Wa'abadwa.
Wa'adawa.
Wa'adawa.
Wa'ada.
Wa'ada.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Baka.
Baka.
Al-Yawan.
Al-Yawan.
Kalha.
Kalha.
Harataza.
Harataza. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
lo,
thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate
have
thee.
lifted up the head.
Lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said.
Come.
Come.
Let us cut them off for being a nation.
Let us
Cut them off from being a
That the
nation.
name of Israel
That the name of Israel
may be no more
May
remembered.
be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate
The
against
tabernacles of Edom,
Tabernacles of
and
Edom.
the Ishmaelites,
And the Ishmaelites.
of Moab,
Moab.
the Algerians,
And Garians.
Gabal,
Gabal.
and Ammon,
And Ammon.
and Amalek,
Amalek.
the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
The Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur also is joined with
They have
them.
hope in the children of Lot.
Hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Selah.
Do unto them as unto the
Do
Midianites,
unto them as unto the Midianites.
as the Sisera,
As the Sisera.
as the Jabin,
The Jabin.
at the brook of
At the
Kisan,
brook Kison.
which perished at
Became
Engedi.
King is dumb for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make the nobles like a river.
and like Zeed.
Yea.
Yea. All the princes as Zabah. And as Zamunna. Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. As the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Fill the faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Lord. Let it be confounded in trouble. Forever. Yea. Let it be put to shame. And perish. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. That speak against us. Like prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. In the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose the treasure. By the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. Punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nation. And the drug dealers. The court system. The prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, works of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, the cable access channel, and the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way and try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. They lose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael and Gabriel, come down the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause him to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always. So be it.
Sorry.
All right, that concludes the Sabbath service. Pay your tithes, share the content.